Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Algebra 1 EOC Test Prep channel. Today we will be going over problem 14 from the released questions from the 2017 test. Now this is a long problem, so this is one of those problems where it would probably be a good idea to utilize the reader so that you can have this entire question read aloud to you. In order to do that, you can go to the three lines here and then click on Speak Question. Because I think that when I read this out loud, it's going to make a lot more sense because there's just so much going on in this problem. So the problem says Stephanie adds pennies, nickels, and quarters to a scale until the mass of the combined coins is 75 grams. Each penny has a mass of 2.5 grams, each nickel has a mass of 5 grams, and each quarter has a mass of 5.7 grams. Create an equation to model this situation where x is the number of pennies, y is the number of nickels, and z is the number of quarters that Stephanie can put on the scale so that the mass of the combined coins is exactly 75 grams. So what I'm going to do is just sort through this information and figure out what all I'm looking at. So it's told me twice that I want the combined mass to be 75 grams. So altogether, I want it to be 75 grams. All together. So then I want to look at each of our three coins, and there's two parts for each coin. There's the weight, and then there's the variable that we have to use to represent that. So each penny, so for pennies, each penny has a mass of 2.5 grams. And down at the bottom it says X is the number of pennies. So on my piece of paper I'm going to write out penny is 2.5 grams, and I need to represent that with an X. And then each nickel has a mass of 5 grams, and at the bottom it says Y is the number of nickels, so I need to represent that with Y. And then finally each quarter has a mass of 5.7 grams. And down at the bottom it says Z is the number of quarters. So now I have a more visual representation of this information. It has to be 75 grams altogether. Each penny is 2.5 grams, each nickel is 5 grams, and each quarter is 5.7 grams. And for each weight in each category, I need to take the weight per penny and multiply that by the number of pennies, or the weight per nickel and multiply that by the number of nickels, which is our variable. So for each of these situations, we need to take our weight and multiply them by our variable, which represents the number of coins we have in that category. So then my equation, because remember it's asking for an equation, create an equation, so we have to pay attention to those keys, or those key phrases. So my equation is going to be 2.5 times the number of pennies, plus 5 times the number of nickels, plus 5.7 times the number of quarters. And altogether, my weight needs to be equal to 75. And that is going to be my final answer. So make sure to click in the link in the description to do a Google form with a similar problem. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your Algebra 1 teacher.